Hey, this is your host, Jaye. Welcome to The Creators Lounge. My intention is to create a short-term podcast that examines a specific field. My hope is that listeners will learn something of value and apply that value to their own craft or whatever it may be. This season is all about music production, and so, to aid in our exploration of music production, I will be interviewing a different musician on every episode. We'll discuss their art, their inspiration, and their process. I do hope you enjoy this episode and the episodes to come, just as I will enjoy bringing it to you. So then, let us begin. Okay guys, I have a guest here today. His name is Kasper Lindmark. Kasper, introduce yourself, man.
Okay, I'm Kasper Lindmark. I make beats, mainly lo-fi type stuff.
How long have you been making these beats for, man?
I'd say a bit more than a year.
A bit more than a year, okay. So that's not actually, that's not too long.
No, but I've been making music for a bit more, maybe 3 or 4 years, I'd say. I was in band when I was in school. I played bass in. We basically played indie covers.
Okay, I gotcha. So you have a background in music then, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the nice thing about, like, digital audio workstations, is you can do it all by yourself. Do the drums by yourself, do the piano and all that kind of stuff. I have a question. How long does it take for you to finish one song?
Every finished beat I have made is probably a bit more than an hour, usually.
That's incredible. That's incredible, man. I will have to say, generally for me, it takes like a week, I think.
Oh, in actual working hours?
Well, okay. Not in actual working hours, but maybe like 1 or 2 hours every day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There was a few times that I created like one whole song in a day, but very
I
rarely.
usually make all mine.
Oh, really? In one day?
Yeah. Because when I know I have something, like I really like it, and then I usually don't do anything else until I know I have all my elements, and then, as I said, I take it out to my car.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See all the levels and shit, and see if it's something.
Yeah, I've got you on that. What about mixing? Do you do mixing on your tracks?
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
I tried using S1Ep1, but this is the fucked up. I downloaded a trial, and I did it on like few of my tracks on the latest beat tape that I'm working on right now, and they basically had like one tip for each song, and I was like, what the fuck, I don't need this shit.
I don't get that, wow. We'll jump back to the questions, and I wanted to know, what artist inspired you as a kid?
I have so many. Okay, I like all types of music, basically. I don't really stick to one genre. Like I really enjoy jazz. I really enjoy country sometimes. And
Country, wow.
yeah, I'm really diverse. That's why.
No, I feel you on that, and I think that for me personally, I'm not sure about you, it's really nice to take the influence from every different genre and kind of combine it into our own music.
Yeah.
What would you say that you take from country music?
Well, I like the lyricism of some musicians in country, but because I don't use lyrics,
Right.
it's not really something I can use.
Yeah, still, but the inspiration aspect. Yeah. That's really interesting, actually.
A lot of the feelings and like themes affect me and the way
I get that. And also, I guess, the storytelling, maybe, as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Which actually, I guess, country is a little bit similar to hip-hop in that they both can tell stories really well.
Yeah, definitely.
How about hip-hop, as far as, like, rappers or that kind of thing?
I really haven't But hip hop hasn't really been my, how should I say, go-to or like the focus ever, really.
I've gotcha.
Until like recently. But when I was younger, I listened to, I liked watching MTV with my sister. So we saw a lot of like 50 Cent, and, G-Unit and shit.
I think it's funny though because now you do lo-fi hip hop, right? But initially, hip hop wasn't really your thing.
Yeah, it's I went to a school here in Stockholm that's called NTE, and we had so many hours doing like creative shit, whatever we wanted, really. It's called the course was called digital creation, basically. And if we wanted to make music, we could make music, and if we wanted to make animations, we could animate and do whatever the fuck we wanted, as long as it was digitally produced. So I usually made music. It was like 3 hours a day in school.
That is incredible.
That was really nice. And one of my friends there, he's I think that he could be a really good rapper, but he's a bit too shy to do anything about it, really. So I've been trying to push him to at least make a beat, or not make a beat, but rap to one of my beats or whatever, just to start making shit happen. And he was one of the people that taught me, I guess, about the deeper shit about hip hop. So he got me into like bands like Brockhampton, stuff like that.
That's so cool. So you were inspiring him to rap, and he kind of helped you with your beats in some sense.
Yeah, definitely get me into the genre.
That's super cool. I think you should definitely encourage him to pursue rapping more.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Well, and you guys have like a dream team, right? Because if he can rap and you can do the beats, then it's basically like Eminem and Dr. Dre.
Pretty much.
And I think the thing is self-confidence, right?
Definitely. That's why I want him to start, like, even if it's just him in his bedroom, like me, making something and knowing what to do to make it enjoyable for the creator is the first step.
Dude,
I think taking that is really important.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm not really sure why it is, but so many people are scared to take that first step. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I hear a lot of people saying like, "Oh, I really want to start playing the guitar," and all I can think of is like, don't say that you want to play the guitar, and don't. And I don't know, they never start, they just say that they want to.
Yes. I've experienced that so much personally. I'll meet so many people via Instagram, via Twitter, and they're like, I want to do this, and then they go to sleep.
Yeah.
For me, I look closely at what motivates them, or what inspires them to get started.
Yeah. It's like the finished product is what brings them in, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they think that they want to portray their feelings and their artistry in a similar fashion, but most people really don't know where to start or have the energy after a 9-to-5 job to make shit happen.
Yeah, that's really true. They don't know where to start. I've heard that a lot. Some people, they do have the energy or the motivation, and then they always say, like, I don't know where to start. And I think that because of the internet, like, you could just Google it,
Definitely. I really enjoy YouTube and Google Learning. That's how I mainly learn the basics of producing and making music digitally, and following channels like How to Beats in the beginning made me understand how different genres were made, and got me to understand what I could do to get a sound that I liked, combine different teachings or lessons from different courses on YouTube. And it's not just music that you can do that with, like anything really, painting or whatever you want to do is at the tips of your fingers.
Exactly, dude, exactly. It's really, really true. It's true if it's makeup, if it's architecture, if it's painting, if it's music, etc., etc. Because I think that in this day and age, so many people have done the stuff that we want to do before. You know, like you do lo-fi hip-hop, and that's been done by Tampa Beats before, and so like you can just learn from what they did and apply that to your own path, you know. I
definitely see my artistry, I guess, like scrapbooking, pretty much. With samples, like pulling different pictures and combining them into one final piece that portrays emotions that maybe weren't as prominent in the original works.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I love that. That is really deep.
Yeah, and definitely introducing new people to that kind of music, like jazz. Many people don't like it anymore.
Right.
And lo-fi hip-hop has turned many people into jazz lovers, or at least people that can enjoy it moderately.
I think that's really definitely very true, yeah. And I think that's the beauty about not just lo-fi hip-hop, but hip-hop in general, is that it's all about sampling, like you said. So we could pull a guitar riff from a rock song, we could pull a jazz riff from a jazz song, whatever it may be, and fuse it into like a hip-hop song.
Getting a new type of energy.
That's right, man, that's right, making a new type of energy, yeah, for sure. So what would you say is the vision for your music then?
I don't really have a clear vision of where I want to go sonically right now.
Right.
I mainly do shit that I like, as I said.
Right.
If I play guitar and there's something I like, I make a beat out of it, and if that's good enough, I release it, or if I just dig it for 3 minutes and I scrap it or whatever.
You mentioned playing guitar. How many instruments do you actually play?
Well, I wouldn't call myself like a master of any of these instruments, but I play guitar, bass, piano, a bit of harmonica. Played a bit of trumpet when I was younger. It's like mandatory in school. I think those are like the drums I play.
That's super incredible, actually, because like I feel you can take those the experience with those instruments and kind of translate it into digital music production.
Definitely, I enjoy finger drumming more and more as I started playing around with my SP and making beats like on the go. So as I said, I was on vacation now this week in the southern parts of Sweden.
Yes.
And then I brought my SP and sat like in the garden with a nice lake view, making beats.
Dude, that's like amazing.
Yeah, so being able to bring that and finger drum or play samples or whatever it is.
I think that's super incredible, which leads me to another question. How much does your environment inspire your music?
It depends, really, I would say, because if I'm in my bedroom, the computer is my environment pretty much. But I try to have like a lot of greenery in my room. So I have, I can't show you, but I have a 2-meter long tree in my room.
Oh my gosh, for real?
Yeah.
Dude.
So that I have clean air and greenery, as I said.
I totally relate to that. For me, it's not the natural aspects, but I do have like photo books set up, or I have music albums from my favorite artist. I have like anime figurines around my computer. So that's kind of my inspiration. the way I stay fresh.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's also nice to get out of the computer area and just make stuff like outside, or make stuff on the airplane, make stuff on the bus.
Yeah. The part of being able to be somewhere else, like maybe can bring you to do something that you wouldn't have done if you were stuck at your computer.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And I think if you look back at other great artists, they kind of did the same thing. One person I think of is Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson would just like beatbox things, or he would record sounds that inspired him, and then later he would use that in his songs.
I've read a bit about that.
Yeah. Do you think that you'll be doing music long term?
I think that I will be, in one way or another, make music, if it's personally or publicly released. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I definitely think I will be making.
I respect that, man. I respect that. I think it's the same for me, obviously. There came a point when I realized that music wasn't going away.
Yeah.
And I was like, then I'm just going to do this no matter what.
Definitely, because depending on how much time I have, obviously, with like work and schools and stuff, I don't know how much I'll be able to make, but I always want to find time to do it.
For sure. Do you think that someday music would be able to be your career?
I definitely hope so. I'm trying to do the best with what I got. I don't really see when or how fast, because I don't see myself ever stopping to grow and learn. So when my knowledge is enough for sustaining myself, is something we'll have to wait and see.
That's pretty deep. I think you definitely have a good head on your shoulders. Like, you understand about yourself a lot. Not everyone could say that.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so one last question about like the process of music making. What gives you the most difficulty when making music?
That's a hard question, but I would probably say that the final like mixing and mastering, I would say takes the most time, because I do most of my mixing and mastering while I'm making the beat. So when I add a new element, I always make it sound good immediately. And then if I add something else that clashes, I EQ it out, or whatever. And so when I'm done, it's mostly fixing the levels so it fits on all different devices, even if you're on a cell phone, or if you're in your car, or if you have a $3,000 stereo system, you want it to sound good on all of them.
Yeah.
So making and adjusting levels can take some time, because I have to listen to my entire album on at least 3 different places.
Yeah.
Then going back and editing a little bit and going back and listening. So
does that affect the way that you feel about your songs? I mean, like, as you listen to them more and more, do you kind of get bored of them, or does it make you like them even more?
Some songs, when I play them over and over again, I decided to cut them from my from my album. So, well, I can say that in my latest album, I had 16 tracks, 16 beats, and then I listened to them and decided that 2 of them weren't what I wanted to hear from myself, so I cut them.
I think that's really strong for you to be able to make that decision, It's definitely
hard to know and I'm ready to release, because some shit I like to listen to, even though it's absolute garbage. It's not something that I will release, and it's not something that I will have the energy to finish.
Yeah, exactly, right.
But some shit, like those 2 songs, I make it to the end and then I listen to it. It's not really the mood I want to send out.
Right. No, I understand that. I think that's one thing I've struggled with a bit, is I don't really have one genre that I produce in, and so I get a little bit scared when I make a new song that's totally different from my last one. Like, I'll make an electro house song, the next one's like this atmospheric song, next one's drum and bass, and I definitely worry a bit. It's like, how is audiences gonna react to this, or whatever?
Oh, so stupid. When I was talking about school,
right,
the digital creation class, we also made games, because that was the whole purpose here, really, of the program. So I made some 8-bit music as well, for some of my games that I made.
Oh, dude, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so I tried to learn a lot about classical instruments, not classical instruments, but the ways that they created music for consoles like Nintendo 64.
And yeah, retro games like that.
Exactly.
Dude, that's so awesome. I want to ask you to play it for us right now, actually.
I can see if I have them.
Yeah, check if you have it real quick, man. I would love to hear that.
I think I do.
8-bit music's like one of my favorite genres to listen to.
Yeah, I listened to someone re-uploaded my music on YouTube, and it was with an 8-bit background, and it sounded like they chip-tuned it. They didn't. They just fucked up my audio. Okay, I found some shit.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
This is the one of my effects that I created. It's like a pickup or whatever. Yeah. And then I have, let's see which one is good. Okay, I can just play some of them. I don't really remember how they sound. I don't know if it's too loud. And this kind of music was really inspired by the game VVV, if you know.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay, it's basically like a puzzle game, like Gravity Guy.
Gotcha.
And they have this amazing soundtrack that was created by also a Swede.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I really like his songs. I think it's called PPPPPP.
That's 5 P's, right?
Yeah, 6 P's.
Okay.
Yeah, but so I made music inspired from that, definitely, and different like Mario.
Yeah, Zelda, old games like that. I have to say that 8-bit song was completely awesome.
Thanks. I didn't really have a good understanding of Fruit Loops, the possibilities of the program then, but I definitely managed to make something usable in my games with the different plugins that I had.
And just, kind of jumped in and did it, basically.
So I made like background music for the different levels. I think one of the levels was there was a ball that dropped from the sky, and you had to avoid it or you would die. And there was a what's it called? A multiplayer game, like local. So 2 players had to find different ways to push the ball to the other person, and the person who lasted longest.
Is that game online? Because I want to play it.
No. Unfortunately, I think I deleted it.
Dude, never delete your stuff.
But it wasn't really that complicated. So
that's still super awesome to be able to make a video game, make the soundtrack, just have all of these different experiences. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah.
I know as a kid I would have completely loved to design a video game or something like that.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's not as hard as you might think it is when you begin to make a game.
Mm-hmm.
Making a great game.
Okay, yeah. So easy to start, but it's difficult to master.
Yeah, definitely. It's music is, you can learn about the different what's it called? Not technical stuff. What's it called?
Like music theory.
Yeah, theory, exactly. Music theory. You can dig really deep into that, but you can still make really, really good stuff, not being an expert in it. But when you go into shit like Battlefield or stuff like that, you have to have a deeper understanding of some like mathematical
equations, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
Shit like
Stuff
that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it becomes really, really deep for you to make AI
and things to that level, right? For sure. And I think that's true for any kind of field we're talking about, right? Whether it's painting or music or video games. And I guess the nice thing is, to me anyway, it's nice to have that room for growth, Like, it's great to start, and then to know that you can get really, really, really good is, like, motivating to me.
Definitely. I like learning new stuff.
Yeah.
And making progress in different fields. So not just music, I like making pictures, make my own album covers and shit like that, and learning how to draw. And it's something that you can definitely see improvements, and it's really encouraging. Not just in that field, but it can be inspiring in all different creating processes, I guess. Like seeing me develop my skills in drawing can help me in my process of music making. Understanding the basic concept of background, foreground and middle ground in drawing is something that I try to use in music as well. After learning a bit more of it, so having different levels and having different sounds be in the foreground, background or middle ground, so maybe the melody is in the foreground and the bass line is in the background or middle ground.
Dude, 100%. I think that's a really, really good point to point out. And I think it just goes for like life in general, right? So something that we learn at one point comes into play at a different point, and everything is kind of connected. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely.
Whether it's art or just life in general. I think that's the cool thing about stuff like that. So what's your next step for your music career? What can fans look forward to?
I'm dropping a new EP, I guess, B-tape, soon. I don't really know when. It's supposed to come out sometime next month. I'm working on album art and mixing. I actually this time I am collaborating with a friend of mine who's a really good drawer and artist. So she's going to make some of my artworks since she's better.
Okay, awesome. So that'd be great. And are you gonna promote it on Instagram, Facebook, or?
I think I'm gonna post it on all my social medias. So SoundCloud. I think I'm gonna post something on Instagram.
YouTube as well.
I'm about to drop. Okay, I'm gonna say it now. I didn't really know when I was going to post it or say it, but I'm making some live B-tapes with my SP to post on my YouTube.
All right.
Since I can do that in the forest and having the visual appearance of that.
Dude, that's gonna be lit.
Yeah, definitely.
That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, whenever I was checking your social media, like, because I followed you on Instagram, and I checked out your YouTube, and I was like, this guy needs more YouTube content. I want to see more YouTube content.
Yeah.
So I'm really stoked. And can we expect that like within the next 2 months, or?
I got one that is it is ready. if I wanted to post it, but it has many many flaws. So I'm going to see if I'm going to remake it or.
Okay, I would say just put it out there, man. Put it out there, see what the reaction is, you know?
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, right. And I mean, like, the next one can be better, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I got the SP slightly before I went down to the cabin.
Sure.
And so I mixed some beats on the train there. And last day I filmed, I think, 8 minutes of beats. I think there's 6 or 7 beats in the show. I recorded it into the SP and filming on my phone that I put inside of a crock for a stand. So, you know.
Get creative with it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's incredibly awesome. Let's just do some fun questions to wrap it up. Okay, favorite food?
That's really hard. I would say I would like definitely a hamburger.
Favorite color?
I don't really have a favorite color. I can say I think I like them all.
Okay, rainbow. Okay, what languages do you speak?
Swedish, English, a bit of German. Yeah, those are the ones.
And what countries do you want to visit?
Definitely town Paris or city in France. I would definitely like to visit Japan and China. Maybe Indonesia. I think those are
the top ones for you.
Yeah, for me right now.
Yeah, you definitely got to go to Japan, dude. It's completely awesome out there.
Yeah, my friends are there right now.
Without you.
I'm beginning school tomorrow, so I couldn't.
All right, man. I want to thank you so much for doing the podcast today and having the conversation. I definitely learned some stuff. Any last words? Anything you want to say?
If you want to do something, do it. Don't say you want to do it.
Just get started. Do it right now. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, man. People can find you where?
SoundCloud, Instagram, Spotify, Bandcamp, all big streaming platforms at Kasper Lindmark.
Kasper Lindmark. That's the name, guys. Look it up. All right, man. Take care.
You too. See ya.